When God created the heavens and the earth, he declared the results of his work were good, except for one thing: Adam was alone. God knew the perfect mate for him would be woman. She'd be like him in so many ways, so much so that he fashioned her from Adam's own flesh. But she would be different, very different. Yes, she was created in the image of God, but she was designed to reflect a different aspect of him than her husband did. She would be smaller, less muscular. That would mean lighter muscle mass and less testosterone. She would be softer, curvier, and beautiful beyond compare, able to attract her husband's attention and ignite his desire. That would mean more estrogen, and she would be able to produce children, but only with her husband's participation. When Adam and Eve came together, they became one flesh again. Remember, before God took Adam's rib, they were literally one flesh. God is brilliant in everything he does, of course, but he really outdid himself on these two. Adam had a sweet companion, and Eve had her dearest husband. And they actually liked being together. The differences in their biology would have additional ramifications for how they interacted with one another, both in the garden and when they left it after the fall. Adam was tremendously sensitive to her every move and her every mood. When she wanted something, he wanted to make sure she got it. As the larger and stronger of the two, Adam was designed to protect and provide for Eve. Adam would be the hunter, focusing on one thing at a time as he searched for food. He would be gifted with an innate understanding of visual spatial relationships. He would be really good at calculating the distance and speed of his prey when he needed to release the arrow from his bow. Centuries later, this would translate into man's uncanny ability to dunk a basketball with 5 men trying to block his way. Eve would become the gatherer, the ultimate and original multitasker. She would be gifted with an innate ability to do more than one thing at a time. She would think about where the sweetest berries could be found, considering if the time was right for their picking, and watch for dangerous animals at the same time. She would also have the responsibility of keeping an eye on the kids while she was picking berries and watching out for wild beasts. She wouldn't have the strength to fend them off, so God gave her just enough anxiety to keep her on her toes all the time. She would always be scanning the environment, looking for a way out if needed, and not ashamed to call out for help. After all, her kids' lives were at stake. Centuries later, this would translate into woman's uncanny ability to see things that her husband doesn't see. Now, man and woman were clearly designed as a complementary pair. One produces sperm, the other produces ova. Together, they produce life. Right and left hands. They look a lot alike, but they act a little different depending on the task. Together, they are far more efficient than alone.